If you want to fix one thing in your prospecting, fix this. Most agents lose a conversation in the first 60 seconds and they don't even know it. They get on the phone, ask the prospect, "Are you still looking?" They pitch a few homes and then the lead ghosts them and the agent has no idea why. When in reality, the lead never even had a reason to stay on the call. Every great real estate conversation follows a framework. The most common framework is LPMAMA, LPMAMA, and it stands for location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment. It's really the six or seven things. It's the 6 things that you need to know before you can really hand somebody a plan and guide them thoroughly. If you don't know those things, you're flying by the seat of your pants, and your prospects and your leads, they can tell and they know it. But the problem is most agents spend 95% of the call on what homes the client wants. What neighborhoods are they considering? Bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage, which is all helpful information, but that's the easy part. And that's what the lead is happy to talk about. The part that really determines if the lead is going to move, motivation with timeline, motivation with urgency. Motivation is the key. Motivation is this prospect's why. Why are they moving? Why now? Why this neighborhood? Why this price? Why? Tell me more is my favorite line. Tell me more. If you ask why just once, like, why are you moving? You're going to get a textbook answer. We want more space. We're looking for this. We're going to do that. I'm just browsing. I'm curious. But that's not real motivation. That's just the surface level. There are 3 phases to motivation that every real estate agent and anybody making calls for that matter must know. The first level of motivation is surface level motivation. It's the first time you ask them, why do they want to move? The second level of motivation is the emotional level of motivation. And the third level is consequential motivation. An easy example to this is somebody saying they need more space, surface level. Well, why do you need more space? My mom's getting older and I need her to move in with us. I want her to spend more time with the kids and I'd hate if something happened and I wasn't there. Consequential. Well, I'm just curious, what would happen if you guys didn't move? Like, how would you feel? Honestly, I would feel terrible if something happened, so it's a no-brainer. If you can get through those 3 levels of motivation, and that was just a kind of maybe a crappy example, but if you can get through those 3 layers of motivation, you have a prospect. You have a client that wants to make a move, and now it's up to you to help them. But if you can't get through those 3 layers of motivation, and it's like pulling teeth, maybe either your prospect doesn't know why they want to move or why it's important to them, and maybe you can help them discover that, or you don't have somebody to work with in today's market. Especially now, we're in Q2 2026, it's the tale of 2 markets. Some agents are absolutely crushing it. Some homes are flying off the shelf. And then you go right next door to the same identical house and it's been listed for weeks and weeks and weeks, had a dozen price reductions. The agent's not really working that hard or whatever might be the case, but it's a tale of 2 markets. And motivation is the key. Now, most agents know that they should be asking better questions, but the question is, how do I know what questions to ask? If you're ever stuck, the 2 things that I always recommend are just ask the word why and just say, tell me more. But the key isn't just the words that you say, it's how you say what you say. If you said why, that might trigger somebody versus saying something like, why? 2 totally different tones, and you're going to get 2 totally different answers. Most agents, when they're making their calls, especially prospecting in their dial block, they might be distracted. They might have their script in front of them, their notebook on the side, TikTok scrolling on the left, and they have their headset on or they're dialing from their speakerphone and they're just waiting for the next person to answer. Click, 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 click. And by the time somebody gets on the phone, the agent is caught off guard. This is most agents prospecting. You might be surprised if you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? This is most agents prospecting. And it's why they're so caught off guard when people actually pick up the phone. They're not ready for the conversation. And that's why they don't know what questions to ask, because they're still thinking about that TikTok video while they're 2 minutes into this conversation with somebody. It's graciously giving the agent the time because they're might be too rude to hang up. My name is Kuval. I'm the founder of Sayso. I'm also a real estate agent and a real estate team lead. I built my business by making calls, hundreds of dials a day, tens of thousands of calls in my career as an agent. And calls is what helped me set up my book of business to where in my first year as an agent, I was doing between 3 and 4 escrows every single month. If you find this information helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. And if you'd like to see how Sayso works, you can check us out at asksayso.com and book a demo there or leave a comment below. Now, This is where Sayso closes that gap. Sayso is a real-time conversation intelligence platform designed for realtors, built by realtors. Sayso guides agents through their prospecting call while it's happening live, in the moment, not after the fact. When a lead drops something about motivation or something about the why they want to move to a specific area, Sayso catches that and it actually prompts the agent with a customized question based on what the prospect said to help the agent get closer to booking an appointment. It guides the conversation where some agents might drop the ball. One of my favorite features about Sayso is that it stacks 5 prompts deep. So if you're on a call and you have a prospect going on a monologue, which if you do, that's great because you probably asked them a good question. They might be telling you things that are really important to your conversation. They might be telling you about their kids needing to get to a school district, a specific school district. They might be telling you about getting closer to their family to help adjust family dynamics. They might talk about how they're unsure about their financing, and they might go on and on for another 3 or 4 minutes. You might forget everything you need to talk about because there's so much on your mind. Because the Sayso prompts stack 5 deep, simply glance over to see what Sayso prompted you to ask about. So you don't have to remember, and you don't have to have a bunch of note scribbles just on the side and a random piece of paper that you're going to lose in 5 minutes after the call. Now, there's more that Sayso does, but back to motivation. The difference between a good agent and a good prospector and a great one is the focus on motivation. Sometimes agents don't even know what the prospect is looking for, but if they can discover the motivation, that's enough for them to have a great conversation and book a second appointment. And in the appointment is where the conversion happens. In the appointment is where the discovery happens. In the appointment is where the commitment happens. The goal of your prospecting conversation is to move them from interested and potentially curious to committed to an appointment. So if you take anything away from this video, take this. Instead of selling homes, instead of pitching features, instead of asking about square footage in bedrooms and bathrooms, start with motivation, start with timeline. So stop selling houses on the first call and find the real reason that they're moving, because everything gets easier after that. And if you want to see how Sayso might help you or your team convert more from the calls that you're already making, you can book a demo at AskSayso.com.